Okay, maybe you have this inkling that someone likes you, but you're not really 100% sure because this person is really good at hiding it. So let's dive into the signs that someone secretly likes you. Are you ready to find out more? Of course you are. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. Touch. Touching can be the simplest form of flirting any woman can use, and it is frequently done so subtly that you might not notice it. It's intentional when they reach for the same piece of cutlery as you or touch your arm whilst they are laughing. When you are seated next to each other, there's also the swipe of the leg. Now, for us girls, any chance to touch you and enter your personal space is exciting. It's also a good excuse to flex your muscles and wonder what's hidden beneath those long sleeve shirts. The subtle physical contact that occurs when two people are interested in each other is a sure sign of chemistry and often an early indicator that romance may be on the horizon. Detectiveness. Now, a girl asking you questions is a really good sign despite how annoying it may be to feel like you are on a talk show debuting your autobiography. Whether it's information about you, your life goals, your past, your thoughts, all of this demonstrates her interest in you and the desire to learn more about you than what first meets the eye. Women often mentally record some of these responses and save them for later use. This means she's always amazing at buying you presents for holidays, birthdays, whatever occasion, because she has remembered something that you liked and then she delivers the goods a couple of months down the line. So basically, if she's not asking you little annoying questions almost every day, she doesn't care enough about you or the relationship. So she's not secretly in love with you. Now, on the lines of detective skills, let me give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, ExpressVPN. Anytime you browse on the internet, your data is available for people to buy and do with it how they please. But when you use a VPN, no one can take a sneak peek at what you are doing. And if you're like me and love a good Netflix binge, but find yourself scanning through the latest shows and movies and feeling like, none of this really interests me, then you can use ExpressVPN, change your Netflix location, and access shows and movies from around the world that weren't available in your previous location. And this includes watching sports shows from other locations that were not available in your actual country. So, to get ExpressVPN, click the link below, and when you use this link, help yourself to your first 3 months for free. Body language. Women are very perceptive, and body language is a key indicator of whether a situation is going well or horribly wrong and needs to end. When you are having a conversation, watch how she mirrors your arms and where she positions her legs. Now, crossed arms are viewed as a barrier between the two of you, like this. If her arms are closed, the conversation isn't flowing the way that you want it to. There is no way you can get past this, okay? Her knees pointing towards you whilst you are sitting down is also a good sign. It means her body is subconsciously tuned into yours. Her body language is a strong indicator of how she is feeling, and this can help you decide how to proceed with the conversation. Personal space. Our personal spaces are now well known to us all. Everyone, as far as we're aware, has personal boundaries and a small social circle that they prefer to keep unbroken. If you will, a sanctuary. When a girl is smitten with you, she will step into this makeshift circle to get closer to you. She is allowed to press herself up against you and stroke your chest whilst you are in this circle. Now, one way a woman may convey her desire for you without actually saying it is in this way. Therefore, guys, pay attention to how close a woman stands to you when she speaks to you. If you have a feeling that she's getting pretty close and entering in that little circle of yours, this is a good sign. Family. The first step a woman takes is never to introduce you to their close friends and, more importantly, their families, because they are natural homemakers. So when they do this, you know it's serious. This is usually a safe haven for her. Now, the fact that you can go from casually dating to being in a relationship with just one visit proves how crucial and important this step is. Now, yeah, don't get me wrong, some people may only have 1 or 2 friends or a very loose relationship with their family, but both or either are important to them. So an introduction to someone's VIPs is a very good sign that things are going well. And her best friend as well will always be protective and may pull you aside and tell you that she will hurt you if you hurt her. So be careful. Simply just nod and smile. The ride or die, her sister, best friend, or another person in her life with whom she feels completely safe and secure would typically be in charge of handling this task. Now, the more time you spend with her, the more likely you are to become her go-to person. Now, this could be anything from the first person she thinks of when she hears something like win 2 tickets to wherever on a radio station and she wants you to be the first person to take. It's not supposed to really feel like a job role, so don't panic thinking you need to have all of these answers and bullet points prepared for when the time comes. It happens naturally, and to be honest, if it does so without you feeling like you have to talk about it, that means you're doing something right. Food, my favourite. Asking you repeatedly, what have you eaten today, is one of the most telling signs a girl is conveying her concern, feelings, and desire to be with you. Now, the idea behind it is actually really cute and endearing, and perhaps even a little bit silly it may sound. When you don't eat, you're not taking care of yourself, simple, and then you become ill with hunger pains. So if a girl asks you if you've eaten that day, she's really asking if you've taken care of your body and given your body what it needs to produce energy throughout the day. It's not so much the actual question of whether you have eaten as the thought behind it. Have you taken care of yourself today? This shows that she cares about your well-being. Jealousy. This one is for a select few women, since the majority of the women we spoke to report that they no longer feel jealousy as they age. Nevertheless, a sizable number of women have acknowledged that they experience jealousy when they are waiting for a guy to initiate contact. Now, imagine meeting a person and as you get to know them, your feelings grow. However, you are a little too shy to actually tell that person how you feel. So you decide to wait for them to ask you out. And whilst you're waiting impatiently for them to ask you out, another person shows up and starts to show interest in your person. Now, the green-eyed monster will turn around and stare you down. So take note of the hints that the girl is waiting for you to make the first move if you are around and she starts to act jealous. Also, when another female is mentioned in a conversation, a woman's facial expressions often shift to the sour end of the spectrum, which is a very easy telltale sign. The future. Listen up before you go off the deep end and run for the hills, because I know this one can sound very intimidating. Plans for the future can range simply from we should totally go to that new restaurant and watch this new movie that's just come out to let's make a plan and get married if we're not married to someone else by 30 and go on holiday every single year and have 2 children. There is a spectrum, okay? So don't be alarmed, but making any sort of future plans with you is a very good sign that she is secretly interested in you. And yeah, it may sound scary to think about, but when it comes down to it, making plans for the future together can be one of the most amazing things that you can do in a relationship. Communicating. She may be interested in you if she is constantly flooding your phone with texts, Snapchats, Instagram comments, and likes. Once you reach a certain point, girls start to find comfort and pleasure in talking to you more than they do in what you're actually saying. She is simply pleased to be speaking with you in general and doesn't require a deep conversation. That said, having those in-depth, meaningful conversations is also crucial. She can determine where you think she fits into your life by asking you if you feel secure enough to share your fears with her. Is she significant enough to receive news before anyone else? Plans. She is attempting to spend as much time as possible with you if she involves you in activities that may seem dull to you. For instance, she asks you to go shopping with her or to take her to a simple walk in the park to get her recommended daily amount of steps. Now, she's clearly capable of completing these tasks independently and most likely in less time, right? But she's extending them in order to spend as much time as possible with you whilst also getting her to-do list done. Or she could constantly ask you what your plans are so that she can see if you are available to make plans with her. Yes, this can be annoying at times, but it's a clear sign that she's into you and wants to be around you at all times. The flirting. Have you ever been in a situation with a lady friend where you are hanging out and you start to notice that the jokes and the banter start to become a little more flirtatious than usual? This is because she has grown fond of you over the course of the friendship and wants you to know it without her having to express it directly. She's showing you more and more flirtatious references and compliments as she develops feelings for you. She's giving you these hints in the hopes that you will pick them up, flirt with her in return, or even ask her out on a date. Giggles. This one really needs no explanation. Consider those teen characters in those comedies about romance who giggle at literally everything that a guy says. Why do you think she acts that way? Well, she can't help but restrain herself around him because of her feelings for him, even though what he is saying may not actually be that funny. Although, yep, sounds ridiculous, a girl's natural reaction when she's around someone who makes her happy is to laugh or giggle. She may be laughing nervously because she's experiencing just too many emotions and is very unsure of how to actually react. If a woman laughs at everything you say, this is a very good sign that she is smitten with you.